Hello, I'm back. Finally, welcome to day 99. Oh my gosh, we are one day away of the big 100 day. What's going to happen? Literally nothing, so don't get your hopes up. Bitcoin is currently 94,490, whatever, 400. We're almost at, we made a new all-time high today, almost 95,000. We reached a high just now of 94,992. We haven't seen an all-time high being made since, what is this, November 13? So we just made one right now, and we smile about it. I am winning on the portfolio, not too much, but it's still winning, I guess. It's not too bad. Um, Despite everything that's been happening, I think we're still fine, and I feel confident for tomorrow where I will be selling everything with one big fat click. So be there if you want to watch that live. Me taking some losses. I'm hoping it's not losses. Our unrealized profit and loss is $3,470 so far. Ethereum is the only one that's not performing as well as we would expect, but Sui is doing great, making us probably the most here, 700. Yeah, I think that's the one that's making us the most money right now. This other trade firm, Bitcoin's making 500. It's great. It's all great so far. This whole DCA thing that I've been doing. Litecoin has, well, I only put $100 in this one, so it's not making us too much. Solana's actually making us quite a bit. I don't think I did enter here in Solana, so we're making 429 on that. We've practically doubled the money on some of the positions, if you know what I mean. Like, I put in 300 here, and I'm already making 400, so that's pretty decent. But not most of them. Some of them are, like 500 for Bitcoin here, we're making 500 profit. That's practically doubled. This is almost doubled. 500 and 429. Cool. The rest of these ones, not quite there yet. This one's halfway there. The one on Polkadot. Actually entered Polkadot. I don't remember that, but cool. Ethereum, not quite there yet. Bitcoin's already doubled here. 300 entered, and we made 311. This, of course, is using, like, with 3x leverage. Otherwise, this would be impossible, but it's still happening. And this one's more than doubled, right? This position on Sui, because we entered at such a great price, $1.91. It's currently $3.54, but we'll get to that later on. Let's continue talking about Bitcoin here, because I do have to talk some more about it. Will we see any recessions? Not recessions. Corrections is what I mean, not a recession. Gosh, we don't want to see those. This downtrend that we were seeing has been depleted. This uptrend that we were seeing ever since before the elections, it's gone now. Unless we just readjust it a little bit. Well, maybe a lot. Probably around there, I would say. But this is like very, very likely to break. I would just say it's broken at this point. We would now have to take the points from the 12th of November when we approached the 90,000 mark originally, and we took a dip from there. From that point onwards is where we can start drawing our new uptrends that we don't know how sustainable they will be, but for now they are still looking quite strong. The other ones, yeah, fair enough to remove those. And we do have, of course, longer term uptrends that are still very solid and completely unfazed ever since, you know, recession days, August 5. We still got this one going strong. And ever since 6th of September as well, ever since 10th of October as well. 1st of October was when we had Iran attacking Israel. Fears made the market drop up to there. That was the last chance to practically load up. From there, I mean, it's over, right? It just continued going up, and look where we are now, struggling to drop below the 90,000 mark. However, I do not want to jinx it, but this might be the case here, guys. We've been in this top kind of territory on the RSI. Just looking at the RSI indicator for now, it's indicative that, like, okay, what's next from here? We're obviously going to see ourselves below here. If we are where we are right now, okay, one of two things. We're not at an overbought territory in the RSI, which means that we can go higher. How much higher? I would say maybe I'm assuming that 95,000 is probably our most important resistance. Matter of fact, I'm going to draw that out because I do feel like it's very important. Can I please edit this? 95,000. And I'm also changing the text here so I don't confuse my brain. 950,000, yes, imagine. Okay, so that's where we currently are right now. Our current all-time high level, which I will lock in place. So from here, like, okay, if we do continue going overbought, which is not that likely in my opinion, the fundamentals are there, sure. But, I mean, despite some recent fundamentals, I haven't streamed in a couple days, so despite some recent fundamentals, Bitcoin's still continuing to go up, right? Sure, we did have some small dips, like these are very minimal. The general trend is just upwards, especially if I like zoom this out into a larger time scale, like in the daily candles, you'll see that it's mainly green. The weekly candle has yet to turn red. So obviously like we still got some space to continue going if we do. I mean, 100k would definitely be the next resistance. That would be the highest that we can go. Will we cross 100k? I doubt it at this time because there has to be some correction. And I know I've been saying that ever since election day, November 5th, and we've just not seen a down day. Like, okay, like we have seen some red days, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm expecting like a 5-7% dip on one day kind of deal. Like I gotta see this drop all the way down here approximately. But if we do drop, I don't think it's gonna be too heavy. I think the lowest we can go is $85,000. And let me write this here. What am I doing? 85,000 there. That's the lowest that we could go, I would say. It would all depend mainly on what the RSI tells me. I'm mainly selecting this point because first things first, super trend would have to flip negative. These two uptrends would have to be broken, and we would be forming a new downtrend from wherever we finished today's highest point, right? We still did not cross the 95,000, but we're still very close. Like, it's not out of the question. Yeah, we're 94,500 at the current moment. So there's a decent reason for us to continue going up if we do have to. But I think, yeah, around this zone, the 95,000 zone, that would be the highest that we can go. From here, I do feel a correction is necessary. How far down can we go? I'm hoping whatever far down it needs to be, as long as it's after day 100, as long as it's after tomorrow. Because I will be taking all these profits by tomorrow. So I want to be ready for that. And I'm hoping Ethereum goes up a little bit. Would be nice. It's a good thing that I didn't put too much money in this position here, $100 only, because I knew I was buying practically at the top at that time, so makes sense. Nice. So dip would be wherever this RSI would indicate oversold, and I'm assuming that would be around the 85,000 mark, hopefully. And that would be a great DCA opportunity. Would that be the last chance to load up? Possibly. We already seen like this type of analysis, right? Where after the elections, we typically never see the price of Bitcoin where it was before the elections ever again, right? It's happened already multiple times. We've been through a couple of election cycles, a couple of halvings, you know, bull markets from those days, alt seasons following that, of course. Alts are different though. We're mainly talking about Bitcoin. We don't see the price, in this case, below 70,000. We're not likely to see that ever again, maybe. Anything is possible, so, you know, don't take my word for it. But lowest we can drop, I mean, still, to stay with like on a longer term uptrend, we can still see like in the 60,000s over here, but look how unlikely that is. We're going to need a 33% drop on Bitcoin from where we currently are to, if we were talking to continue this uptrend. And I'm sure there's like another uptrend from way before as well. It just doesn't show me because, oh, it does show me. I'm just blind. We have one over here, actually. I want to see where this takes us. Oh yeah, we've got plenty of room. We've got plenty of breathing room. Look at that. All this parabolic rise. Pretty neat. I want to just fix this there. Okay, cool. So that's all I wanted to point out and analyze for Bitcoin. Cool. I need water. My OBS is not showing my stream. Let me just connect it. There we go. It's connected. All right. Moving on. Ethereum. It's down 0.93%. It's been kind of stuck in this zone, this area right over here. Still trying to hold on to this uptrend. very, very weak one, to say the least. So I wouldn't mind maybe a readjustment if we do continue upwards after today. I'm hoping Ethereum just follows in Bitcoin's footsteps, like towards the upside at least. But we have a very clear resistance at 3,400 for Ethereum, and a very, very strong support at 3,000, which has maintained super well. We have not seen any bleeding toward the downside, and this is where Ethereum was supposed to be before the elections. So I still think, in general, Ethereum is still lagging behind. But I've always said this, it's being overshadowed by the power of Solana. But Solana is also being overshadowed by the power of Sui, right? So it's just this big debacle here. But overall, like, still, Ethereum, good project. But there is better options. But it's still undervalued, in my opinion, regardless. I'm just going to kind of readjust this if I can. Just there. And I'm hoping that this does continue upwards from here. I do have all these positions ready in Ethereum. If this does go positive, by tomorrow, hopefully, that will be my sell point. Solana is up 0.57%, currently priced at $234.58. Still maintaining this uptrend, which is very, very neat. Approaching our actual all-time high that we saw since, that we haven't seen since 2021. So that'll be interesting to see. We did reach a high point a couple of days ago, 2 days ago, November 18, of 248 was our highest point. Our all-time high that we have to break is 259, almost 260. That would be our resistance. We are currently seeing one from here at the 248 mark. So with the support of this uptrend, we hopefully do continue upwards. 200 is a solid support as well that we've seen from before, but the uptrend here does absolutely prevail. It's kind of similar to what we're seeing with Ethereum, and I'm hoping Ethereum does follow this. If you'll notice what I'm talking about, like Ethereum made a high, and it's been like in this lateral zone, and we're currently testing, like, pretend that Ethereum is like right in this scenario right here. I'm hoping by like later on today, we get a pump from Ethereum, and then, you know, stagger a little bit until we try to find more support from the uptrend, because I've mentioned that the 200 for Solana is similar to the 3,000 of Ethereum. So picture this. I'm going to copy this, and I'll post what I'm showing over here. This is what I'm talking about, and what Solana did was this, right? And this is where Solana is currently at the moment. Kind of similar, right? I hope you guys see what I'm seeing. Obviously, it doesn't mean that this exact scenario is going to play out, but it's just very similar. It's just something that I'm noticing. And I mean, the projects are similar, of course. Solana just had an earlier kind of pump, right, compared to what Ethereum is having. So Ethereum, if it's lagging, I'm expecting it to do that similar kind of movement, right? Using the 3,400 as resistance, of course. So would this be a decent or an interesting time to buy? Perhaps. At least DCA. Not too much, though. And it's also not financial advice, because we can dip down to 2,000s again and start crying about it. So just be cautious there. Don't use too much leverage. Bottom line. Sui is down the most today, but it's still like so high. Crazy movement from Sui still. And we're looking for support in this uptrend, which it's actually a very solid one. And I'm hoping we're at 3 critical scenarios you see here, where all of these are on, like, they're testing the support of the uptrend line that has been existing for a minute now, right? We have this in Sui, we have this in Solana right there. Well, not right there, but right here, right? And we're currently seeing that as well with Ethereum right here. They're all touching that uptrend line. So interesting to see. Wait, is Bitcoin doing that as well? No, it's not. It's doing something different. But it's already found its resistance here at 95,000. If Bitcoin breaks through 95,000, we will see a pump from the rest of these altcoins. Ethereum, Solana, Sui, at least those ones, which will further reinforce what this uptrend is doing, right? It'll continue the movement upwards. It's less likely to break downwards. Now, of course, if Bitcoin, if that was peak Bitcoin, 95,000, and we start seeing a drop all the way down to 85,000, then yeah, it's over for these altcoins as well. they will start dipping to the downside. So just be cautious of that. We are in a critical zone. I'm hoping it is to the upside for once, just so that tomorrow, day 100, I sell everything regardless of where the price is. Portfolio still looking nice, 3,400. I would like to get some of that gains. So yeah, that's the plan for tomorrow. I'm still really happy for Sui, like reaching $3.94, almost $4. That's obviously a clear resistance, so I will draw that out. Can I copy? No, I cannot. Can I paste? Here. Yes. Not the 95,000, but you know what I mean. I'm trying to put this at $4 and just indicate that it's $4 over here as well. There. That's our clear resistance that we have to go for. Yeah, and the similar thing with the other alts as well. We're seeing a resistance soon. They're starting to turn a little bit red, but Bitcoin is in the green. If Bitcoin does lead the way towards the upside, like I said, it will be no problem for these to continue upwards. Using that reinforcement from the uptrend is just so perfect. Look at that. Okay, cool. That's all we have for these coins. I do have positions in Polkadot and Litecoin that I have not analyzed in a minute. I'm assuming it's a similar kind of thing, right? You can see this uptrend from this level to this level. We're approaching it. Not quite there yet, though, for Polkadot's case. So we got a bit of room to breathe. But I'm liking this Fibonacci here where it is, using it as like a support at least. From there, our next resistance would be 676, according to this Fibonacci that has been drawn. I don't know when, but yeah, it makes sense. Okay, here, and then a clear resistance at 859 as well. 872 approximately. Okay, not too bad. We got to reach a high of $11, which is what we saw back in March with the original pump. So Polkadot still's got a long way to go as well. It's similar to, you know, what Sui, what Solana does, right? No, not Polkadot. I'm thinking of Polygon. Never mind. No, Polkadot's something different. Forget what I said. We don't have any positions in Polygon, and that's something that I would like to look at. Now, let's see. Poly USDT, it is a bit red. What do we got here? So we saw a bounce at this zone. We're already broken out of that. What do you reckon here? This is our new high. We're currently at this Fibonacci zone. That would be an entry. Just one entry. Not too crazy, though. I'm happy to drop 100 on this, so let's do it. And at 3x. Nothing too crazy. 3x. Yeah, I'm going to drop 100 on this. 300 would be like somewhere on this level, and then 500 below that. Or I'll probably put a bit more if we do see a more significant drop on Polygon, but it's not that likely. I would be content though with dropping a position in here. I'll just set up a trigger order for that, because I do want exposition into Polygon. Once this moves, it will move like crazy. So 300 is, I'm more than comfortable with that. Liquidation price, we don't have one because it's cross margin. You guys should be using isolated margin. But yeah, I'm just fancy like that. My liquidation risk regardless is low, meaning that if all these positions go completely against me, I have enough funds, available margin, to cover all of these so that, you know, I don't get liquidated if, you know, an asset loses a third of its price, like Bitcoin, for example. 90,000 losing a third of its price would be Bitcoin reaching 60,000 would be its liquidation price. If Bitcoin does reach 60,000, I still have enough funds to cover what the position total size is, so I won't actually lose my money or liquidate that position. That's why I have the cross margin on this one, but it's because I know how to manage my risk with, you know, just ensuring that I have enough money on the side, right, to cover for any potential drops. I have 10,900 on the side, just doing nothing. So that will be used from here to defend these positions if they do go against me. But that can be detrimental to your whole portfolio if, you know, you have too many positions and then you lose eventually more than the 300 sometimes if that's what you put in originally. If it also has to cover for other positions as well once everything does drop cumulatively altogether, right? So it's just something you got to be aware of, managing your risk. 94,600. We're approaching highs. Okay. November 17, I think, was the last time I streamed, or November 16, whatever it was. And a lot of news has happened since then. What is all this talk about World War III? What does NVIDIA have to do with anything today? We're going to talk about all that. So let's get started. First thing, I do want to get stuff out of the way. Just today, there was the court case continuation for this illegal immigrant who killed Laken Riley. He was found guilty on all charges. He's going to jail. Justice has been served. Rest in peace, Laken Riley, of course. We need to secure our borders so this doesn't happen again. Moving on. Joe Biden celebrates his 82nd birthday today. 82 years old, this man. And what did he do? He gave us World War III. This is what happened, if you're not caught up on the lore. President Biden officially authorizes Ukraine to strike inside Russia using US-supplied long-range missiles. So they're basically saying, hey, Ukraine, you can use our weapons to attack Russia. I give you full authorization of that. Okay. This is not good. And there's a couple of reasons why. We'll talk about it later on. But keep in mind that this did happen a couple months ago, I think, by now. With it wasn't with the United States. It was with the United Kingdom and Canada, who are technically involved in this as well. It's all of NATO, of course. NATO backing Ukraine to attack Russia, kind of deal. Who is Russia going to attack? Well, the people that are attacking Russia. Ukraine and NATO, all the countries involved. Most of Europe, Canada, and US, right? So that's the big problem we were facing here at this time. And just this is funny as well. Just the announcement. He basically said, "Yeah, by the way, Ukraine is allowed to attack Russia with our weapons," and he just walks off into the Amazon rainforest or wherever he is. It was funny, but anyways, of course, the warmongers are celebrating. Remember that Joe Biden is technically still in power, in office, right? We know Trump won the elections, but he doesn't take the seat until January 20th, Inauguration Day. So for now, Joe Biden, I don't know what he's doing. Why would you want to start World War III right now? Probably just to make things more difficult for Donald Trump before he takes office. But they had a nice lunch together in the White House, or maybe that was all just a media scandal. Not a scandal, but like just to show everybody, hey, look, Trump and Biden are buddies, right? Biden definitely voted for Trump so that Kamala Harris didn't get elected. I don't know. It's all a big meme. Alex Soros, warmongers, very happy. Why are these guys so eager to start World War III upon this announcement? But anyway, they already know. All this, it's going to lead to World War III, and Russia as well is very, very much aware of that. They issued a warning to the United States saying that Biden's decision to allow Ukraine to strike Russia with American missiles could lead to World War III, right? Because he's going to have to attack all these other people now. All NATO, all of Ukraine. And they also threatened nuclear weapons if a mass enemy missile or UAV is launched towards Russia or when these weapons cross into Russian territory. Of course, Biden's already let Zelensky know, yeah, you're free to do that. So the big question is why? Why is this happening? And I do have one other point that I think I want to talk about first. No, I'll talk about it later. Okay. Big main reason is because of North Korea, apparently. Do you guys remember when I mentioned North Korea was sending all of their soldiers, well, not all, but most of their soldiers to Ukraine to help Russia fight the Ukrainian soldiers, right? Of course, Zelensky didn't like that, and I don't think the US did either. Why is North Korea getting involved in this war? So that's the reason, at least what they want to say is the reasoning, the backing behind why they decided to allow Ukraine to attack Russia, and they're the ones supplying, of course, the missiles from the US. After Kim Jong-un sent troops into Russia, the U.S. greenlit Ukraine's use of long-range missiles against Russian and North Korean forces. A U.S. official calls Kim's decision a costly mistake. Yeah, Kim Jong-un, why would you send your North Korean soldiers? Anyways, previously the U.S. had restricted Ukraine from using American-provided weapons. Okay, aiming to prevent escalation. Correct. However, the unexpected involvement of North Korean forces has prompted a reassessment of the stance, basically saying, okay, you get help from another country, that means Ukraine also gets help from another country, and that's going to be us, the United States. Anyway, the authorization allows Ukraine to target Russian and North Korean troops operating in regions like Kursk and near the Ukrainian border. We'll talk about Kursk. This policy change occurs as Trump prepares to take office, having expressed intentions to reduce U.S. support for Ukraine and seek a swift resolution to the conflict. I think that's another reason why Zelensky was so quick to just immediately attack. Spoiler alert, yes, he did attack Russia with the missiles provided by the United States and other countries, which we'll talk about in a second. And on top of that, this is pretty funny. Kim Jong-un stated that Joe Biden is mentally ill and he just started World War III. What are you doing? Kim Jong-un calls as well for war preparation. He told his military to get ready for war, blaming the US and South Korea, for whatever reason, for pushing tensions on the Korean peninsula to the worst phase in history. Spoke at the meeting of military commanders in Pyongyang. Kim accused Washington and its allies of threatening North Korea with military confrontations. He urged his forces to step up their readiness as the situation becomes more dangerous. And this is the big Zelensky talk that I wanted to mention. He's saying that the missiles will speak for themselves, is one of his quotes here. He emphasized that the long missiles will speak for themselves following reports of Washington approving Ukraine's use of the weapons for deeper strikes into Russia. And on top of this, it's not here. I'll talk about it later, though. We'll talk about Zelensky later, or will we talk about him now? Where did I put Zelensky? I have so much tabs open that I don't know where I put it. Gosh, this sucks. I'm so unorganized. Here it is. So this is the main reason I think why, is because Ukrainian President Zelensky is scared that he will lose the war against Russia if President-elect Trump cuts funding to Ukraine. So he's taking advantage of Biden. Biden's free to give this guy billions of dollars and even forgive debts to Ukraine. He's the one that's carrying the support for Ukraine compared to the rest of the Europeans, the other nations and everything, right? So yeah, I guess that's the reason why he acted swiftly and decided to attack as soon as possible. So there you have it. That's what I wanted to mention. And Russians MFA issued statements on Ukraine receiving U.S. authorization to strike inside Russia. They said that as soon as the missiles come into action, we will respond without hesitation. And of course, we all know Biden is trying to start World War III. It's pathological, totally insane. A lot of people disagree with this, which we'll talk about as well. U.S. weaponry should not be used to fire into the interior of Russia. Imagine if, like, Russia supplied missiles to fire into America. We wouldn't want that, right? So it's only fair enough that Russia will absolutely respond to an attack from Ukraine. Italian Prime Minister Meloni says that Italy does not support the U.S. President Biden's decision to allow Ukraine to strike inside Russia. Same thing with Germany. They said they will not supply Ukraine with long-range missiles to strike inside Russia. They don't want to get involved or take any responsibility for any kind of escalation with Russia. Smart move, is that's what it should be, or else you're going to start World War III. Well, Canada, UK, US, they think differently. Of course, even like Republican leaders are calling for Biden's immediate removal under the 25th Amendment response to his insane bombing of Russia, right? At least that's what Alex Jones did cover here. People are asking Joe Biden, like, what are you doing? You should step down, get out of here, old man. You shouldn't be in power anymore, but, oh gosh, all he's doing is starting the wars. So yeah, from that, I do want to talk about the gold, because gold has been going up ever since this news broke out. Ever since here, 14th of November, it's reached this bottom over here, but it didn't start really rallying until after here, 18th of November onwards, which is when we started seeing all this news about rumors of war. That just pushed the price of gold back upwards. It's been coming down as Bitcoin dominance has been going up. People are getting rid of gold to buy risk assets like Bitcoin, and, a bit of an inverse relationship this time, though, because due to this fear of war, at least I think when people talk about Russia-Ukraine war, it doesn't have too much of an impact on crypto price, right? Like nobody really cares that much when it's when it's Ukraine and Russia escalating tensions. But when it's the Middle East, oh boy, do we see the prices drop. I don't know what's going on here. But anyway, oh, Bitcoin's dropping 94,200. What I'm trying to get at is, as you know, we see gold's price go up, so has Bitcoin's price gone up. It didn't even take too much of a crazy dip. 17th of November, we just hit a low of 88,000. That's not even too bad, right? But yeah, okay, cool. That's all I wanted to talk about for gold. And also, oil kind of made a bit of a recovery. Nothing too crazy. You know what has been going up though? Natural gas, which is surprising for me, and I hate to see it. I don't like to see natural gas going up because I'm shorting it at the moment, and if it goes upwards, that means it's going against me because, you know, it's November. Natural gas season should be over and prices should be dropping, but it's because of this Ukraine-Russia war, which escalates it. You'll notice here that natural gas reached, I'm assuming this is an all-time high, $9.96. And 2022, May, February is when it started rising like crazy. That's when, in 2022 February, is when Russia initially attacked Ukraine for the first time. That's when they started the invasion, pushing the price of natural gas way higher. So it's not surprising that we're seeing exactly that at the current moment. Nothing too crazy, of course, but it's just pumping when it shouldn't be pumping. The price of natural gas should be doing kind of this until like March, April time, and then start going up again, you know, to oscillate like that. But we're not seeing that at the moment with natural gas due to this stuff. But it's just temporary, I think. We have got reasons to assume why this will not continue to escalate, and I'll talk about that later. The Kremlin warns of world war, of course, over Biden's Ukraine long-range missile approval. We know this. Russia slammed Biden's approval of long-range missiles for Ukraine as reckless and dangerous, claiming it drags the U.S. closer to direct conflict, even though there was already peace talks. He was willing to have peace talks with Donald Trump once he gets into the office. A Kremlin ally declared that the move could destroy U.S.-Russia relations, which we don't want. We want to keep Russia chilled. While Russian lawmakers warned it escalates the risk of global war as well, because many countries will be involved, and it will just all go nuclear and we'll all die. Russia has even started building nuclear-resistant bomb shelters as fears of World War III are rising. And, I mean, having a world war with all this... Like, this isn't even fun, man. Come on, just send soldiers to shoot each other, or just play Counter-Strike and sort your world issues out that way. Something crazy like that. But no, all this raining missiles and nukes, that's just a boring way to end the world. Come on. Like, we don't gotta live in a world like this. It's gonna drop the temperature. I mean, nuclear war is just the end of the world for literally everyone. There's no place to survive. So, yeah. You who are reading this tweet would die from this war, so enjoy while you can. Russian Defense Ministry says, well, they confirmed attacks. It's actually happened by now. So that was the big spoiler. Yes, Ukraine just attacked Russia as well. They sent 6 ATACMS missiles into Russia's Bryansk region. There were 5 missiles intercepted, but the fragments of one of them caused a fire at a military facility. But there has been no casualties, no serious damage reported. Even Russia, was belittling their attack, making fun of it, saying, oh, how pathetic, you guys suck. It didn't do any damage. They've accused Ukraine of escalating the conflict, of course, by deploying the US-supplied missiles into the border area. They already warned them not to do that, yet they still did it, and we already know the reasons why. The US is blaming North Korea. Zelensky is blaming Trump, I guess. Oh, Trump is going to cut my funds. I need my money, so I'm going to take advantage of Biden as much as I can to make my pockets rich. At least that's the way I see it for Zelensky, at least. I could be wrong. Who knows? Of course, you should protect the Ukrainian people. That is in your best interest. But I feel like these guys are just profiting too much off of this war. Come on now. Not only that, it's also UK Storm Shadow missiles that were fired by Ukraine into Russia. The United Kingdom, guys, England, their weapons are being used to attack Russia as well. That's why I mentioned it's going to involve all of NATO. It's going to be a large-scale war. Nukes will be raining all throughout the world, and we're all going to die. So, yeah, boring way to end the world. World War III is... Surely it's not going to happen, right? Come on. Ukraine's armed forces used British Storm Shadow cruise missiles to also target some Russian military sites, marking the first of such strike. We already know the reason why, and yeah. But don't worry, guys. Inverse Kramer will save the day. If you don't understand the meme, it's that whatever this guy says, typically the opposite happens. Almost 99% of the time. This guy mentioned Kamala Harris is going to win. Guess who won? Donald Trump. He's saying that nuclear war is coming. Guess what's happening? We're saved. Thank goodness. No nuclear war is coming, so we don't got to worry about a thing. He even mentioned something about NVIDIA today, saying... What did... it was something. I'll try to see if I can find it later, if I remember. And this is funny as well. Poly Market is not holding back. There's a 16% chance that a nuclear weapon will detonate in 2024. And the joke here is like, okay, if it does hit, you will be making a lot of money from Poly Market, sure. But you're also getting hit with a nuke, so how are you going to collect your money? Like, come on now. This is a ridiculous poll. Like, why would you want to vote yes anyway? Sure. I mean, if you're right, you make a lot of money, but at the price of a nuke falling in your city. Or if you're wrong, you'll pay, to the rest of the people that are saying no, whatever the 16% chance minus 100%, you know what I mean? Anyways, there's still something a bit too serious going on. So German army is preparing their companies for potential war. Ukrainian military sources are also spotting Russian long-range Tu-160 and Tu-95 bombers who are rumored to launch a barrage of missile attacks at Ukraine. Because they did mention this already, right? Russia said, "Hey, we're gonna attack you guys." This is source, trust me, bro. This is just a rumor. It's not confirmed. But it's to be expected. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the case. And come on, look at this taunting that's going on as well. You can literally see here Zelensky's car and escort being photographed and videoed from a Russian drone. He continues to exist only because Russia allows him to. Allegedly, we don't even know if this is real, but they have the option of killing Zelensky, like literally right here, if this is real, if true. And, well, no, I guess. They're not doing it. They're also still preparing for, like, nuclear strikes. They're making a lot of... I already showed you the bunkers. They're also making these little cubes as well. Mobile shelters to try to protect people from light radiation of nuclear explosion and radioactive contaminations. And it houses 54 people. Nice. But anyway, yeah, not nice. Let's just hope there's no use for that. And we'll all live happily ever after. Maybe moving south is the play. I'm moving south soon, so... yeah. US is also closing their embassies now in Kyiv, Ukraine's capital, due to a potential significant air attack by Russia. They're seeing all that stuff. It's being rumored Russia might do a retaliatory strike on Ukraine. And, I mean, they brought this upon themselves. You're literally allowing them to escalate this war, and now you're at the point where you have to close your US embassies in Ukraine because now you guys are at danger. Look what you've done. Like, come on. And it doesn't have an effect just on the US, who was technically the one who initiated all this possibility of attack, but it's also Italy, Spain, and Greece as well, closing their embassies in Kyiv, and many other countries that I think will also start piling onto this this kind of thing, right? Closing down their embassies due to fear of a possible attack from Russia, which they mentioned that they were going to do if Ukraine did attack. Still, I don't think we heard nothing too crazy yet, but yeah. And look at this. Biden also cancels $4.7 billion of Ukraine debt. Literally, like, they want this war to continue. It's no secret anymore, right? Yeah. Now, base Germany as well. They're threatening China for supporting Russia. I don't really know about this one though. Germany warns China of consequences for allegedly supporting Russia. With sanctions, they're threatening them. China, of course, it's not convenient for them, of course, if a World War III does break out. They're asking to not start a World War III, and we've seen Xi Jinping be a bit more peaceful lately, a bit more dovish in terms of all this world conflict. He's not too serious about invading Taiwan at the moment, it seems. He seems like he kind of wanted to focus more on his economy, the Chinese economy. That still needs a bit of work to do after all the stimulus they provided, the economic boost, but it's still not, possibly not enough still, is what the people are claiming. But yeah, China's called for a restraint following Putin's nuclear decree and Ukraine's first use of U.S. long-range missiles on Russian soil. Beijing urged all parties to de-escalate tensions and seek a political solution while condemning rising threats. Despite its close ties to Russia, China maintains its stance as a neutral player, which is the right thing to do in my opinion. Just called for a ceasefire, and yeah, we don't want Russia to win, we don't want Ukraine to win, we just want the killing to stop, and that's it. You know, we all live happily ever after. But if things were that easy, then I'd be in charge. China also begins construction of a road connecting China to Iran via Afghanistan, creating the fastest route for China to get oil from Iran. Like I said, to try to improve their economy as much as they can. They're facilitating routes to Iran to get more oil. I don't know. Maybe he's got some evil intentions from behind, you know, like he's trying to get economically well the state of his economy of China. And then he can start doing some wars, because I feel like he's just being peaceful and not doing wars at the moment because his economy is not that great. It could be better, right? I don't think it's that bad either. I don't study the Chinese economy too well, but I'm just based off like the stock markets, what I see. Donald Trump also taking office will impose a lot of tariffs on China, which will also hurt the economy. Them having to provide a lot of stimulus to their economy to try to boost it, inject a lot of liquidity. It's, yeah, you know what I mean. And here's the road. Cool. Joe Biden also met with President Xi Jinping, so just to further prove that, yes, he is just trying to be more chilled at this time. They spoke about bilateral, regional, global issues, constructive discussions. They understand the importance of maintaining responsible channel of communication between the United States and China. Yeah. I don't know why they're meeting up. He should be meeting up with Donald Trump. Donald Trump is next. Speaking of Trump, he will also ease regulations for autonomous vehicles in the US. Based on this news, of course, it's kind of to like support what Elon Musk is doing, because if you haven't known by now, like Trump and Elon Musk are practically buddies now. They're hanging out literally every single day. And this actually caused Tesla stock to rise quite a bit if I can find it. Do I have it here? I do. It made this pump over here. I think this was on the weekend. Yeah. So yeah, we had a nice little pump for Tesla, and it's maintaining its uptrend. Very, very healthy. This is possibly no longer valid. Yeah, it's no longer valid. I'm deleting that. Look at this. Despite bad earnings, Tesla just pumps. Well, here we had good ones. And Elon Musk becoming rich off the election as well boosted this one a lot. But yeah, Tesla, of course, is now being more supported by Trump, more backed by Trump's policies. He's going to work with Elon Musk to improve electric vehicles, things like that. Did you also know this? This is pretty impressive. The Cybertruck. I've seen 3 Cybertrucks in my lifetime now. Saw one the other day. Cybertruck is powering a cabin in the snow. They can provide energy like a little generator, right? Thanks to PowerShare, Cybertruck can now power your devices and tools, other EVs, or even your home without a problem. That'll be pretty interesting. It actually gives a good use case scenario in case your house loses power or whatever. You have a free generator and a car. Like, come on, that's pretty neat. Speaking of the close ties between Trump and Musk, he's also going to be visiting Texas tomorrow to witness and watch SpaceX's 6th historic Starship launch attempt in person. Yeah, just further proving their alliance. They're very close buddies. Trump is also getting more people on his team. He's got Linda McMahon, co-founder of WWE Wrestling, as the Secretary of Education. I think she'll do a great job. I don't know. He's also picked Dr. Oz, if you guys ever watched the Dr. Oz show, to lead Medicare and Medicaid services as well. Pretty wild picks. He's picking some TV stars, it seems like. And also there's just leaks and rumors of Kamala Harris possibly getting a divorce with her husband, Doug Emhoff. And apparently he left her and they're on the verge of divorce, apparently. Because I don't know, we haven't heard a lot from Kamala Harris recently, huh? Apparently she's vacationing or whatever. I think those fake news. Anyways, we got this nice video from Justin Trudeau, finally admitting the problem. Something that I've been talking about for literally the past week is the immigration in Canada getting out of control. He's finally sat down and talked about it, posted like a 6-minute video on YouTube, which I watched, saying that it was mainly like due to COVID, the economy was bouncing back and better than ever, and we brought in so many people, but then he's blaming like, okay, I'm just gonna read it. He admits Canada's population surge hit baby boom levels. Imagine the baby boomers from 1940, whatever. Like, we're literally outpacing that growth today, which is, I mean, yeah, eventually with overpopulation, it's to be expected, but like, the amount of people that were immigrating is still too much. The housing costs cannot keep up with that. He is also blaming like fake colleges, corporate schemes to get people in here as well. His solution, though, is a 3-year immigration slowdown while they fix the system. The way he's saying it is like, how can I explain this? Let's say, literally look at this Bitcoin chart. Let's pretend that this is supposed to be the normal growth of Canada, right? No, hold on. How do I draw this out better? I'm going to use a daily chart. All right, this looks better. Pretend this is literally pretend is the growth of Canada's normal population, right? We're at a lot of immigration. All of this is like mass immigration from the past couple of years, right? What he's planning to do is pause immigration to keep it like kind of flat around this area until the economy, or what the normal, cost of living, how much sustainability we can have for the country, eventually catches up. And he's estimating that to be 3 years from now. That way the economy will be balanced again. Something like that. He showed a diagram on his video. That's the main takeaway that I got from it. Which, I mean, I guess that could work. But I think just deportation will do this and get us on that line that I drew a lot faster, instead of waiting 3 whole years until we eventually reach that point. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, cool. He could have acted faster on immigration, what he said, but he's just putting the blame on bad actors instead of taking accountability. Cool. And he also went to the G20 summit, and apparently he hit the Trump move. What do you think about that, huh? I just thought it was funny. Like, why would you just do that? And people are just like, what is this guy doing? We even seen him walking into the G20 summit with what looked like a purse. Why is he carrying a purse? Question mark. What is our prime minister doing? Anyway, it's not him that's just pulling out the Trump dance moves. A lot of, like, you see a lot of people on sports literally doing the golf and the Trump dance move. Everyone is doing. They love Donald Trump. It's great. Even John Jones at the UFC sees Donald Trump and does the dance move after winning his fight. I think he won the fight. I don't know. I didn't watch it, but yeah. There's that. Even in China, there's people just doing the Trump dance moves as well. You see that? It's all over the world. It's spreading like wildfire. It's just people having fun. It's nice to see. It's not cringy like those Fortnite dances, but you know. And another big problem with Canada, apart from immigration, is this whole climate change. What the liberal agenda is pushing, what their main focus is on, is like, oh, the whole climate change, the carbon tax, whatever. After 9 years of Justin Trudeau, Canada still ranks 62 out of 67 countries despite a costly carbon tax. In terms of climate change performance index, we're one of the least performing countries out of 67. We're number 62. It's all pain and no gain. We're getting taxed heavily on carbon tax, right? The conservative government is promising to axe the tax, is what he says, which will be great. It'll give us all a big break and get rid of this nonsense. I don't think climate change is real. No, I do think it's real, but it's not something we should worry about right now. We should worry about the economy because it's in shambles. Countries around the world continue to significantly outperform Canada in environmental performance without punishing their people with a carbon tax, which is the big thing here. Trudeau's radical environment minister must answer for his carbon tax scam. It's insane. More to come. Canada maintains position 67. What is it? Climate Change Performance Index and its status as a very low performer. Gosh, what are we doing? Speaking of climate change, I mean, this is... I don't even know if this... People are saying this is real. Bill Gates says that cows' farts make up 5% of emissions. So we should get rid of cows. No, don't get rid of cows. Don't eat this stuff. Don't eat Impossible Beyond Memphis. It's literally cancer. It's toxins. It's unhealthy. It's chemicals. Just eat a whole... I didn't mean to click that. Just eat a raw cow. Not a raw cow. A whole cow. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to see a lot of cows when I move to South America. It'll be great. Moving on. Hey, look, Denmark at least is doing something that will actually help the climate change, maybe. They will plant 1 billion trees and convert 10% of farmland into forest. That's a great way to start, instead of taxing everyone. Polish, okay, well, let's talk about more crypto stuff now. I've been talking too much about world economics and politics. The Polish presidential candidate, Sławomir Mencen, will be establishing a Bitcoin reserve if he is elected. People do want to make Poland great again, and I'm hearing a lot of good stuff about Poland, and it makes me smile. So, I mean, yeah, like, big thing, of course, if all these countries start buying a lot of Bitcoin, yeah, basically what this guy's saying, supply shock, that's coming very soon. It's going to skyrocket the price of Bitcoin a lot higher in the long run, of course. It's not all happening immediately, but this is still great news, and I'm happy to see as well that a lot of countries are adopting the Bitcoin strategy. They know the power of Bitcoin. Once you know the power of Bitcoin, you will never want to sell it. Even Andrew Tate. Well, okay, MicroStrategy, actually, start with that first, has purchased 51,780 Bitcoins, which is a value of $4.6 billion. Guess when he did that? November 18. Literally when Bitcoin's at $92,000. What is this Michael Saylor guy doing? He's buying at the top. And he doesn't care because he just knows that he just doesn't care, right? He just knows Bitcoin's always going to go up. So he just buys a lot more. And hey, because of that, MicroStrategy stock is skyrocketing. Today it reached a new all-time high. I'll show that chart in a second. But I want to talk about Andrew Tate as well. He did also promise that each time MicroStrategy buys Bitcoin, he would also buy $1 million of Bitcoin. He's a brokey. He's what he says that can't match his buys. And he also already has hundreds of millions of dollars in Bitcoin, which is far more than he'll ever need. But for the culture, every time Michael Saylor buys, Andrew Tate will also buy, which will just add on to that. Cool. But it just serves as an example as well. We should do what Andrew Tate is doing here. Like, not even what Andrew Tate is doing, what Michael Saylor is doing, because I know some people hate Andrew Tate. Whatever, I'm fine with him. But what Michael Saylor is doing, literally just knows the power of Bitcoin, studies it so much, starts buying it, regardless if it's at all-time high levels or all-time low levels. Not all-time low levels, but you know what I mean. But yeah, like they're just buying Bitcoin like all the time, which is great. It's fascinating to see. And I want to talk about the MicroStrategy stock because it's been performing like crazy. 10% movement from today alone, reaching a high. We reached 504 today. Wow, fascinating. We went from, what is it today? November 20. Started right over here. Yeah, 10%. 9.59%. That's crazy. Crazy movement for MicroStrategy. And I purchased over here only one stock, and I sold right over there. 55% return. Not too bad either. It's crazy. Like, short-term, MicroStrategy seems like a really, really good play. But I've just been quite nervous to enter because Like, when will it drop? Like, it did drop over here, and that's when I took advantage of an entry and an exit as well, because I saw that it was like, okay, we're at all-time highs and we're starting to drop again, so I'll take my profits. But I mean, it just doesn't stopping. It just keeps going up, right? And we don't see Bitcoin have this kind of movements, like with this much intensity. MicroStrategy, of course, is like probably the best performing stock, the most traded stock. I don't have information on it right now, but I'll probably talk more in detail about it tomorrow, because I kind of limited a bunch of my topics because I haven't streamed in so long. I have so much news to cover. So I'm only covering the more important stuff, but I'll talk about the rest of it all later tomorrow. Day 100 will be important, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, I don't know what to do anymore with MicroStrategy. It's just pumping like crazy. So good luck. Good luck finding an entry there. It's great though. I'm happy for Michael Saylor. There's rumors as well. President-elect Donald Trump will meet with Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong. Who knows about what? Coinbase has also been doing pretty good as well. It did reach a very high level. I don't think it was all-time high, because its all-time high was back in 2022, probably, or 21. What is this? Oh, high of $428. Oh, I didn't even know that. As soon as it opened in 2020, yeah, 2021. As soon as crypto died, right? Then we saw a big drop for Coinbase. It reached a low of $31 per share, and ever since then we've came back. It's very resemblant of what we see with Bitcoin's price action, right? The highs and the lows and everything, kind of similar. Especially where the highs are right now. We reached a high of 343, and it has also been performing very well, namely because of this news as well. Yeah, good for Coinbase. Let's also talk about Binance. They're releasing a stable coin. I think I talked about this the day before I left, but it's official now. It's going to be BFUSD, and it's also a yield-bearing stablecoin, high yield, which will be used as collateral for trading and borrowing, something to do with futures market. I think Binance will be giving you this coin, and you get a 19.55% APY return. I'm guessing for staking this coin. I don't know. Hey, but remember, we've had a lot of stable coins in the past for Binance, like the Binance USD. Yeah. Some people are not welcoming this, but yeah, I don't know. This I don't know in too much detail what the lore is, but yeah. Good for Binance, I guess, or maybe bad. We don't know. Crypto market caps always reaching new all-time high. Like the total amount of money invested in all cryptos ever, well, not ever, but like currently, has hit an all-time high of $3.17 trillion. We're just getting started, of course, and bull run is expected to be very crazy. Bitcoin market cap is very high as well. Next there with the top companies. I don't have the exact numbers or the list right now. Probably I'll have it ready by tomorrow. BlackRock is also endorsing a U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve. We all want to see that happening. Countries adopting Bitcoin. I've talked about Bhutan. I've talked about Poland possibly enabling that. This is important as well. NVIDIA has just reported their earnings, which they beat both the revenue and whatever this is, their other estimate for earnings, revenue and earnings, right? Per share. Earnings per share, EPS, that's what it stands for. But on top of that, NVIDIA is, I think it was dropping when I checked in post-market hours. Yeah, it is kind of dropping here. And it didn't drop as much as I would want it to, because I do have an order pending down here. Yeah, well, the reason it's dropping, even though the earnings were so good for NVIDIA, and I'll explain why this matters in a second, is because its future forecasts are not expected to grow as much. It's still expected to grow, like NVIDIA is still expected to continue going higher. It's still like at a strong buy with the technical and the analyst rating and everything. The thing is that, you know, we've seen a lot of growth from this earning report to this earning report, from the one before that to this one, right? Like 18% growth, 20% growth approximately. But from now on, we're expecting to see something more closer to like a 3% growth or a 4% growth instead of the higher percentage growths. So people are punishing the stock price just for that. I feel like that's a bit harsh. It's not like they're expecting to lose in the next upcoming quarterly reports, right? So, I mean, yeah, maybe it's a good time to buy Nvidia still. And why is this important? Because a lot of stuff has to do with AI. We got some coins as well, cryptocurrencies that involve AI, which should be pumping, if I'm not mistaken. AI, we can select this category. Actually, no, it's not. Render is dumping 7%, and Near is also dumping 3%. ASI dumping 5%. Okay, so practically following what NVIDIA just did. The only thing that's going up is BitTensor, for whatever reason. 3% going up. But yeah, most of these have to do with, of course, NVIDIA earnings. Render. Do we have any news? Does it show me here? Probably not. Let's see. Where's the news section? Am I blind here? Oh my god, it's here. Okay, never mind. But you know what I mean, right? Has to do with AI. NVIDIA has to do with AI. These cryptocurrencies that have to do with AI are also affected by it. Let's talk about this kid. He's, you've probably seen him by now, getting a little bit too famous around the internet for live streaming him releasing a coin on Solana named Quant. He streamed and then he rug pulled live $30,000 in profit. He's like, yeah, let's go, screw you guys, gives you guys the middle finger and ends the stream. Cool. What the traders now did as revenge for getting, one guy said he got Jewed $30,000, that was pretty funny, is they started pushing the price even higher. They started pumping it like crazy, to the point where this kid would have made $48 million. He would have made that amount, but he didn't. He only made 30,000 instead of 48 million because he rug pulled the people who entered early. And now, of course, he's going to be pulling his hair out even more at the fact that he could have made $48 million. So people insulted him back in that way, like, haha, you only rug pulled 30,000, you suck, you could have rug pulled $48 million. But of course he doesn't have the power to do that. He sold the majority of his position off already. And on top of that, his whole family is being doxxed. I'm not going to zoom into these pictures just for whatever privacy reasons. I don't know. It's all public now. It's on Twitter. This kid got doxxed. His whole family, his school, his address. I think, I don't know. Whatever. I'll show that. No, whatever. It's fine. But yeah, the whole quant ecosystem now is based off of this kid's entire family. He rugged the coin for 30,000. They doxed him, found a school. They sent the coin to millions more dollars. So yeah, his original would have been worth 1 million actually. Yeah, that's what it was. Just as a big FU back to him, right? Cool. So don't rug pull, guys. Elon Musk is apparently being summoned by the UK Parliament. God, what did the British want? Just to testify about X's role in spreading misinformation. I think this is the platform that spreads the least misinformation thanks to community notes. If you feel like something is misinformation, you can just request a community note and you're on your way, right? Meanwhile, they, on the other hand, are literally arresting people for using their free speech. Maybe a bit too extreme in some cases, but they're arresting people for making jokes on Facebook. This is the kind of UK we're talking about. This is the kind of UK we're talking about, like, Indians now own more property in London than the native white people. I don't know, you tell me. Is this an invasion or what? Elon Musk's response to the UK Parliament members planning to summon him to testify about X's role about spreading misinformation. He said that they will be summoned to the United States of America to explain their censorship and threats to American citizens, which is facts. Because they literally said, hey, if you make a joke about, I don't know what the heck they're, Palestine or whatever, I think, we're going to arrest you. And Americans too, right? And we're going to censor everything. So I think that's what the UK Parliament should be tried for in the United States, rather than then taking Elon Musk, summoning him in the UK for spreading misinformation on Twitter. Like, I mean, come on, it's literally a free speech platform. You can say literally anything you want. That's the whole point of it. And we have community notes to kind of regulate a bit extreme situations, which, I mean, sure, that's what it's there for, right? It makes sense to have it, and I'm pretty sure people don't mind having community notes proving other people wrong or preventing misinformation from being spread. I need a break. I spilled water on myself. Oh no. I spilled water on my table, my desktop. It's all wet now. And I spilled water on my pants too, which is the worst. It's okay, I'm at home. Nobody will look at my pants. Elon Musk is suing Twitch. Well, their Twitter platform, I guess, is suing Twitch. Twitter is suing Twitch. There you go. Accusing Twitch and other companies of illegally conspiring to boycott advertising on Twitter. And we saw this kind of stuff already happening, like a lot of companies are coming back to Twitter now to continue advertising after a boycott when Elon Musk originally took over. They pulled their advertising from Twitter, but now they're back. Companies like Disney, Warner Bros., and a lot of other irrelevant companies, I think, they're coming back. And yeah, Twitch is under a lot of heat now as well because of, I don't know, some adpocalypse stuff going on. There's 10 major companies that have reportedly suspended advertising on Twitch due to alleged anti-Semitism concerns. I don't know the details about that, but here's what caused the concerns if you're interested. You click on the suspicious link, and what is it? This guy apparently is a creep too. He's following a lot of Twitch girls. They said they won't tolerate anti-Semitism or Islamophobia, but companies are pausing their ads. Can I go to... I was going to go to ChatGPT, ask them to summarize this, but I'm too lazy to even do that. Forget it. That's all you just got to know about Twitch. They're being cancelled. And the last bit of news, because I've been talking for too long, my throat is in pain. Donald Trump has passed Taylor Swift in Twitter followers. It's official. He is now the 8th most followed account on Twitter. I want to look this up. Donald Trump has 94.9 million. So 200,000 more. And Taylor Swift, if she is still even on this platform. Oh, she got rid of her check mark. She has 94.7. So Trump has 94.9. He's got 200k more followers than the actual Taylor Swift. God, what is she posting? Anyway, she was in Toronto as well the other day. But yeah, that's all. That's all we have for all that. Bitcoin is rising again, 94,800. I'm hoping we see a higher high because I've already explained. I want to see these coins pumping up as well. I don't like that. For Solana, Ethereum, same kind of thing. Might just have to just slightly readjust the uptrend. I don't think it's too significant. Yeah, same thing with the SUI. Literally all these three doing the same kind of movements here. It all depends on if Bitcoin can continue rising and break that 95,000, that sweet 95,000. We were very, very close. 94,992, just $8 from that 95,000. And once we do break that, I know we have a lot of shorts actually, just waiting there to be maybe liquidated, squeezed, short squeezed. Where is liquidation heat map? Check this out. Yeah, the 24-hour chart, you can clearly see here 95,000. We got a lot of liquidations. 90 million, 80 million, 18, 36, 40 million, 80 million, 15, 13, 37 million, etc. And we also have a lot of liquidations here at 92,600. That's not good. Don't use too much leverage or you'll get liquidated like these dudes. I don't know. These guys are trying to find the exact low point to continue going up. But what I'm expecting is, can I? No, I can't. Well, I'm expecting price to go up here, of course. Nothing too crazy. I don't know how high, 98,000, no more than that. Just all this will get squeezed, right? A short squeeze is going to happen. I'm hoping at least. And then a lot of people will start shorting Bitcoin at, above the 98,000, 99,000, 100,000 preventing it from reaching 100,000 as much as possible. And on top of this, we might get some more fears, which will further push the price down quite a lot, either lateralize or push it downwards, because I think we deserve a nice drop by now. Looking at the 4-hour RSI. Towards this kind of zone, 80,000, 85,000, high 80,000, right? That's where I would expect us to see a drop. After pushing upwards first, though. Like around here. Yeah, so there you go. That's a prediction, not financial advice. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Day 100 tomorrow. I'm going to sell everything. What are we looking at right now? 3,400. Okay, well, let's just hope the number is bigger by tomorrow. And, yeah. Did I make any trades? I don't think I did. Last trade was October 31st. Yeah, no, I did nothing at all. Okay. Alright, I'll say goodbyes now. Thanks for watching. Take care. Have a good night. And I'll see you tomorrow.